Hey, Daver here. Welcome to the show.
Hey, this guy's Chad.
And Chandler's back as well. How we doing today, Dave?
Oh, we're doing pretty good. Got another episode of AEW Dynamite coming to us from New Orleans at the Uno Lakefront Arena. Yeah, you were there not too long ago, Chad. Or New Orleans, not the arena. But...
Yeah, it was August. It was a great place to visit. Would never want to live there.
Ooh, okay. I'm thinking about going there sometime soon, so that's good to know. Like, it is worth the trip.
It is, yeah.
Period. The trip.
Yeah. And I would definitely sign up for some of the touristy stuff. Did the culinary tour there, and that was fun as heck. It was called the Backstreets Culinary Tour. So you weren't going to trendy places. You were like following this person down like a shady back alley through to the back of a thing to get like the original muffaletta in the back of a convenience store, and
Wow.
It was really dope. Yeah,
I think I'd have to do all the like ghost tours because I love ghosts.
Yeah, I did two of the ghost tours too. I did a swamp tour. Like the gators come right up to the boat. Yeah, it's a great place to be a tourist.
That's good to know. I'll remember that.
Yeah. I've never been, but I mean, it seems like a destination to hit at some point in your life. But yeah, starting off the episode, we got a Jon Moxley match versus Jeff Hardy. Can Jeff Hardy quit whining about his booking?
He is on Dynamite, but he is losing. So at least
he's about to turn
on.
heel. Yeah, he's turning heel, right?
Is he?
Yeah,
he choked Moxley with a towel.
That should have been a DQ, by the way. I remember watching that, and I was like, wait, so if I didn't watch the match, but I remember in the MJF Samoa Joe match, round 1, they had to like be sneaky about the tape when he choked him out, right?
Yeah.
So why did Jeff Hardy just get to do it?
Okay, we got to take into account it was Moxley rules. Did you catch that?
What does that mean?
Did either of you catch that?
What does that mean? I've never heard that before.
Lax rules. You didn't? Yeah. I barely caught it. Barely caught that.
I have never heard that before, ever.
Moxley rules is what they claimed it was, where the ref will be lax and allow more.
Let's just talk about the match. I'm just gonna get hung up.
So yeah,
Excalibur going off screen like it's Moxley rules, guys. Come on, just let it happen. Like I don't like that. Like have Justin Roberts announce it. I don't know.
Man, speaking of Moxley, she's going into business for herself back there.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude. It's not gonna work for her, brother.
Let's just hope she's not stiff.
Oh, I do like Moxley was twisting Jeff Hardy's gauged earlobe. That was pretty cool.
Oh, with the pen, right?
Yeah.
That was a fun spot. You don't see that in every Dynamite match. It was nice.
Yeah, I feel like Randall Keith Orton did that to him once in the Fed too.
He put a screwdriver, I think, through him. So cool. I never saw the match because that was when I wasn't watching wrestling, but I've heard of it. It was kind of
yeah.
I was gonna say it was kind of funny. Jeff Hardy lost to Swerve last week, right?
Yeah.
So the way commentary was announcing it, they were like, Jeff Hardy's been on a crazy 2-match streak here. And I was like, oh, we're working with another Dustin Rhodes streak. We're on a hot one.
Yeah. Hardy couldn't get the job done as we would have predicted. He goes for a swanton bomb, misses. Moxley gets a rear naked choke, and the ref calls it. We got Moxley winning the match. Moxley goes to shake his hand, and Hardy gives him the up yours, F off gesture. And then Moxley looks at the CMLL guys. They jump the guardrail, and they all get in a kind of a brawl. They jump Mox. Security comes out. The CMLL guys beat them down, and then, man, they needed a savior. Or Moxley needed a savior, I'll tell you what.
Was it the BCC? Was it Eddie Kingston? Was it OC? Who was
Wardlow?
Was it the United Kingdom? I mean, United Era? I mean, Undisputed Era? I mean, the Devil Dumpling Gang?
Facción Ingobernables.
Was it Legado del Fantasma? We could do this all
Bang
day.
Bang Scissor Gang?
LWO? NWO?
NWO.
We're gonna get it right at
Wow,
some
this
point.
went off the rails fast.
Good. This is what we need.
Who did it?
No, man, it was our boy Christopher Daniels, Matt Seidel,
No!
Daddy Hard Nipples Magic.
I didn't know he had hard
And-
nipples.
Give him a taste.
Oh, yeah. And Angelo Parker, whoever that is. No, I know who he is.
Cool Hand Ange. He's dating
Cool
Ruby
Hand.
Soho.
So Daddy Magic's promo gimmick used to be he'd get talking about whatever they're talking about. He'd go, "You know what gets Daddy Magic's nipples hard?"
You know, I
He
like
would
Daddy
lead
Magic
with
a lot.
that.
I'll give him that.
Dude, he's great. Commentary, just like I don't need him to wrestle. Just make him commentary.
hmm
But yeah, man. Christopher Daniels, Matt Seidel. Can't even remember who the other guys were.
2.0. 2.0.
2.0. They come out and chase them off. We got a little mini CMLL invasion angle is what I wrote down.
So funny you
Uh,
mentioned that. First off, Chad, what did you think about this match in general and the subsequent CMLL inclusion?
The match itself, kind of slow to start, but I feel like once Hardy kind of got warmed up, he did a few crazy things, and the finish was good. But it was a match.
Yeah, I felt it was very unremarkable. Like, I didn't need to see it, but you know what? For a Jeff Hardy match, that should be pretty good because it wasn't like hard to watch. You know, it was some fun spots, a pretty good ending, I'd say. Like, what he just took the swanton and went into the choke, or he skipped it and then immediately put it into the choke, right? Like he dodged it.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a pretty good end. And then, so funny you mentioned Invasion. A certain fellow, way bigger than us, wrestling channel that I follow, always spoils me on like one thing with Dynamite. And this one, they announced their Dynamite podcast review as CMLL Invasion. So I was like, okay. And then like I watched the segment. This wasn't an invasion. This is all Moxley's fault. This is all like he was the dick here. Isn't that like it's his fault? So
Yeah. Throw Jeff Hardy into them, give him the old come get some type of thing. And like, what else were you gonna do?
yeah, like these are like I don't know. I don't want to stereotype too much, but I'll just say like general. I know Mexican wrestlers don't take shit. Like they'll fight you. So I think any guy going up to Hechicero or I can't remember any of their names unfortunately, but any of those lovely men and were to flip them off, yeah, they'd probably punch me in the face. So I don't know. Like this is an invasion, but it looks like they got a couple nice matches set up for Collision and Dynamite. I know it's Bryan Danielson versus Hechicero for Collision. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what they got. I don't. Wait, one of them is Mystico.
Oh,
Does that ring a
okay.
bell?
Yeah.
So there's
I think I've seen
Mystico.
him before.
He was Sin Cara in WWE. That's how I know him. And then
we just saw. Wait, no. Who did we just see?
we saw
in...
Samurai del Sol, which was Kalisto in WWE. There was another
Okay.
one. I don't remember his name, but he was, I think, Grand Metalik in WWE. He's not that now, but he was Grand Metalik in WWE.
Okay. But yeah, I'm. Yeah, it was no like WCW, ECW invasion of WWF, but I liked that. That we got the whole jump in the guardrail trope. We got another company. I thought it was a neat little thing. It wasn't full scale.
It's fun. It'll set up a couple matches for a few weeks. Like it. I guess it's a little sad that they don't have much for Moxley and Danielson and Claudio right now, but this will be fun. Like, and I think it's also Danielson is just kind of asking Tony Khan, hey, I want to wrestle this guy. Hey, I want to wrestle this guy. And Tony Khan is just letting him. Like, you had Yuji Nagata on Collision last week, and then you're going to have Hechicero, and then you're having the trios match on Dynamite. So I think this is just Bryan Danielson getting to wrestle some guys he's been wanting to, and we get to see him on TV. So I'm fine with that.
Let's see. It looks like their world champion is Gran Guerrero. He defeated Hichichero on November 7th. Okay,
Well,
cool.
What's funny is we were even talking about it last Collision, I think, because they can't have CMLL and AAA guys on the same show. There were CMLL guys and AAA guys on the show because you had Commander.
I think I'm starting to think. I think they can't be in the same match
or segment or anything like that.
I think that's how that is. Yeah. Yeah, anyway, yeah, I thought it was cool. I'm looking forward to seeing, like, one thing that AEW's taught me is how to appreciate good talent from other promotions that I would never have got to see before. I really value that about AEW. I'm diving into New Japan, learning about that, like what I know now compared to what I knew 5, 4, 3 years ago, like, is awesome. Like, so yeah, I really like it.
It is something I really wish WWE would do more, especially for the Royal Rumble, because that's such a special match, and there's 30 different people, and you can have whoever you want. I mean, they just had Jordan Grace, who's the current Knockouts Women's Champion for TNA, and that was awesome. So, like, why not do more stuff like that? And so it's really cool whenever TNA does that. I mean, it's mostly, for now, CMLL and AAA guys, but Forbidden Door is only a couple months away, and we're about to get Ospreay and probably Okada, so...
Wow. Yeah. I keep forgetting about Ospreay.
I know they're not like the best wrestler in the world is joining this company this month, by the way, and they're not really talking about it, which is kind of crazy.
Who's he gonna fight at Revolution?
Jericho.
He already did. He did that at something.
He's
right?
doing it again. I think this is really negative. He's beaten Fletcher. Spoilers for the show. Gonna go on to Takeshita. He's gonna beat him. He's gonna beat Hobbs for his win back. And then you got one more member of the Don Callis family left, and that's William Ospreay. So I think
it makes sense.
I know. That's the worst part. Why do you think I hate wrestling right now?
I was just hoping he'd like come out and like answer the Cope Open or something.
No,
dude.
Why do you like?
I'm missing the Cope Open.
I will say,
I want it. I want it back.
Well, they were building it exactly how I was like, okay, you start with someone no one cares about. You start with someone like 2 people care about. And then it's like, oh, it's a guy from Top Flight. Oh, it's Minoru Suzuki. And you just stop doing it.
Think we'll get one on Collision?
There's 2 things announced for Collision. God, I hope so. That's all I'm going to say. God, I hope so.
Who will it be?
I don't really care at this point. I think I've just past the point. Like, it's just to build up Adam Copeland.
You know who I want?
Oh,
Jeff Cobb.
Ooh,
he sounds really familiar. Who is that?
Yeah, he did some
really
business
big
in AEW early days.
Yeah, he's a New Japan guy, really big. I guess Samoan guy. Freaking powerful guy. Oh
wow, that's a big boy.
Yeah.
Whoa. Speaking of big Samoan boys, we want to go on to the next match because we're only on the first one.
That's a good segue.
Good. Wow. Yeah. We got a first of 2 Dealer's Choice matches involving Hangman Page and Swerve. First one here, Hangman Page versus Toa Liona. Toa Liona being unpinned, unsubmitted in AEW, kind of because he's never had a singles match.
But, to give him credit, not being pinned in any of those trios matches is fine. I was just kind of being a little prick when I was like, oh, I've never been pinned or submitted in AEW. I guess I'm right up there with him. Like, I just kind of thought that was cheeky.
But yeah, they kind of brought up the swerve match coming up later, and Excalibur says there was an odor coming from a special guest's locker room. Wonder what that could have been.
It's almost as if we had to wait the whole effing show to figure out who it was.
Ooh, cheeky.
Ooh. But yeah, this was a even match from the start. Both men are powerful. Hangman Page looks like $1 million. Leona throws Hangman by his hair out of the ring at one point. Then he crossbodies Hangman Page on the outside off the apron. But yeah, Page finally got Leona in a dead eye. But Leona just literally no sells it and immediately gets up. That was awesome. It really made Leona look like a true threat. But yeah, looks like Leona misses a moonsault off the apron to the floor. Adam Page capitalizes on that, hits Leona with his own moonsault on the floor from the top turnbuckle. Leona goes for a Samoan drop, but Hangman countered and pinned him 1, 2, 3. Yeah, real good match. I'm right now. I had this weird thought, like Hangman and Moxley are like staples to my Dynamite television, and just seeing either one of them in a match, like I feel the same way right now. Like Paige has got this badass, like take no prisoners attitude. It's really Moxley like I envision like I get real Stone Cold vibes from both of them, like for sure. And I just envision like Stone Cold with his two sons, Paige and Moxley.
I think that's a fair comparison.
I'm loving it. Like there are modern day like Paige is like the more like country western rattlesnake version, and then Mox is the like the other Stone Cold. But yeah, loving it. I like seeing Adam Page on the old telly.
Yeah.
What do you think, Chad? Feel about it?
Ooh. It was great. I love how Adam Page can be like really cerebral. Like he will find a way to win. He gets kind of tricky, but at the same time, he's also big and badass too. Like, oh yeah, I can knock the shit out of you too. Like, I don't know. He's just an interesting combination for me. I really never get sick of him. I guess it helps that he kind of goes away for a little bit and comes back too. Jericho needs to do that.
What?
No, I loved it. Like, I love how dominant. Thank you. Dominant Toa looked for most of it, and how Hangman had to just like kind of outsmart him to eke out the win. And yeah, it was a great, violent match. I kind of like the roll up at the end. Like this is what I need to do to win. What do you think?
I hate to say it. This match was about as interesting as his first one. It just didn't really click with me, but there was a lot of good spots. Like I just liked whenever Hangman would go for one of his signature moves, and just because Toa Leona is so big. I know I'm not calling him a mogul embassy. I'm calling him by his name, but Toa Leona is so big and massive that he just kind of countered his moves like that. So Page would go for his fallaway slam, and he just kind of like shift his weight, and it turned into a body slam directly on Hangman Adam Page. And then the first dead eye that Page went for, he didn't do this, but it looked like he reversed it into a pedigree the way they landed. And I just thought that was neat, the fact that he was going for them and he just couldn't do it. Other than that, I didn't really have much, but I really did like the ending as well. Just a nice click, like roll up. I wish AEW did like no roll-ups, so that when they did good roll-ups like this, it was like, oh,
be more impactful.
Yeah, like I would probably have a better opinion of Toa Leona after this if I was like, oh, Paige barely escaped that. But like everyone, like the Continental Classic, every match ended with a roll up, basically.
Yeah, well, a good chunk of Darby's wins too. If it's against a monster, it's gonna end in a quick sneaky roll up.
So I just wish they did it a little less, and that would have made this probably a little bit more impactful. But it was still a fun match. Hangman Page looks great.
Yeah. He was definitely, I don't know, in the top 5 main eventers in AEW.
Top 2
Um,
right now.
yeah, according
Over
to the
their
rankings.
champ. Isn't that funny?
So they don't count the champs.
I know.
Champs.
I
Oh
know.
yeah. Oh,
It's
okay.
it's not in the rankings. I just got a big old explanation of the rankings. Apparently, so fun fact, right? We'll just do the top 5 men because after that it just gets crazy. But the top 5 men in the rankings right now, I'm pretty sure it was Swerve, and then Page, and then Adam Copeland, which is like, all right. John Moxley. Who do you guys think number 5 is right now in
I
AEW?
already looked. It was someone weird. I can't remember. It was someone weird.
Roderick Strong.
Yeah. Didn't make sense.
I was like, I guess. Sure.
Like, why wouldn't it be Wardlow?
Why wouldn't
Honestly,
it be Bryan Danielson?
because isn't he in the tag bracket with Claudio? No.
You can be in
Wait.
both.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm like, I'm already kind of confused on these.
I don't know if you
rankings.
can. I don't know. Can you?
Why can't
I don't
you?
know.
Depends on the week.
It's too much. They're not even out. Next match. Let's just move on. Rankings aren't even out yet. We're already confused.
You're breaking
Oh,
kayfabe. Just go on.
Just listen to what Tony Khan tells us. What did the email say this week?
But yeah. Oh, I really like this next segment. I'm really into the Nicholas and Matthew Jackson shtick right now. By the way, yeah. So they're just arriving at the arena. Production guy calls them Nick and Matt. Nicholas says he needs to show them respect and call them by their birth certificate names: Nicholas Lee and Matthew Ron John Jackson. He gives the guy a $500 fine and walks away. Matthew apologizes and says his brother is a hothead, but make sure to pay that fine by the end of the day, please, and thank you. Yeah, I'm really into it. I heard some chatter about like, ooh, with all this going on with we'll just say the lawsuit and the other company, if they were going to shave their mustaches off, because apparently it was clearly a play on him.
Oh, this
You know what I
whole
mean?
thing reeks of a WWE. Like, to me, that's why I'm not really into it. It's like, you guys, like, I don't know. I just don't really like this stuff. It's not for me, especially the fine thing, like the unnecessary fine. He who shall not be named right now, and probably for the foreseeable future, would issue a ton of fines. Like, I think there's a big one where Jericho and Batista bladed in a steel cage match or something like that. You fine him like $100,000. So, like, that is way too much for blading, but yeah, but I think it's this whole gimmick on them is a rib on the other guy.
How are you liking it, Chad?
It's growing on me. At first I was kind of like confused. Then I was a little iffy on it, but yeah, the last couple segments I've been into, and I'm kind of seeing the path and how they're gonna, mess with Darby and Sting and get that match in there. Yeah, I think they kind of the slight update to their looks, the goatees and stuff, and yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of a mark for the Bucks. So they can in the long run they can do no wrong. So I'm kind of in the wait and see mode, but I'm starting to get into it.
Maybe I'll get into it when they actually start wrestling again. But right now I'm not really into it because again I have a bad feeling about this. Like, if we're just looking ahead, I think Sting and Darby win the tag team belts. I think the Young Bucks take it from them. And I don't really want that. So that's why I'm not a big fan of this gimmick.
Ooh,
But if Sting,
friendly bet. I think the Bucks will do the job.
I'm saying if Sting and Darby win, I'm fine. I'm fine with this. It's a fun gimmick, but if they win and they're going off on an obnoxious heel title run, I don't really want that right now. But that's just me. Maybe it'll be better. Who knows?
Well, yeah. We'll see. But yeah, after that we get a Wardlow versus Commander match. We get Adam Cole on commentary, and I just gotta say, like, compared to all the like pure gold we've been getting on guest star commentary, Adam Cole kind of sucks.
I didn't notice him. I
He's not good.
I forgot that he was on it, and then you said it, and I was like, "Oh yeah," but I don't remember anything he did or said. I remember the Kingdom at ringside.
I think there's too much of chugs in him tonight. Like, he was just too like friendly and laid back, and he just kind of blended into the background. Yeah, for the devil, it didn't feel good. For the cool guy who I watched on Twitch every now and then, I was like, oh no, that was totally just chugs.
Wait, so you're saying something about the Undisputed Kingdom isn't working right now? Crazy. I had no idea.
Have to be something big not working here. Yeah, we got well, okay. First off, did you catch Dasha's intro for Wardlow?
That was funny.
What?
Called him Mr. Wardlow.
I mean, Mr.
Mr. Mayhem Wardlow.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that. Oh, that's funny. I hate to say it. You
I
know
only-
what? Might have been my
I only
favorite
caught
match
it
on
on
the
the-
card. I thought it was a lot of fun. But that is funny. Mr. Wardlow.
Yeah, him and Commander had really good chemistry.
They did.
Yeah.
I want them to have like a 15-20 minute match on a pay-per-view.
And how about Wardlow getting out of the high-flying act by just jumping like a friggin' lunatic? Like
okay,
holy
not to
crap.
not just interrupt Dave, but like this is my most notes for the night. Like Wardlow jumping up on the apron was crazy. I loved his huge slam. Like he just picked him up and slammed Commander down. I thought that was delicious. I loved him counting with the ref when he had him on the ropes. He's like 1, 2, 3. Like I don't know. I kind of love Wardlow right now. He's one of my like. He's not like you got like Swerve, Takeshita, Joe, Daniel Garcia, and then probably Mr. Wardlow. I mean Mr. Mayhem Wardlow.
Yeah, it's too bad you weren't really watching, like, because he got like white hot for a very short minute, and then it all just kind of went to shit for him. And I really hope he can get back up there because I think he's got the potential to be like, you know, a main eventer, hold that spot down.
I hope so.
Yeah, Braun Breaker has leapfrogged him. He's always been my like Wardlow comparison. Yeah,
Well, I think he's leapfrogging him just because they might do something with Braun Breaker, and they're not really doing much with Wardlow. But
I think they had a good amount planned until this last ride went wrong. But yeah, he his knee buckled when he got Commander up in that last ride, and I kind of read a little bit before we went on the air, and they're thinking it might be a torn meniscus.
Oh no.
Yeah. So Wardlow went onto Twitter and said he was fine. And then I want to say Meltzer went, "Oh no, he's not. Like this is a bit serious. They just don't know it yet." So I'm kind of waiting and seeing. But I also heard that a torn meniscus isn't that bad. But it is also like, oh no, the most interesting thing in this stupid group is now gone. No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he mouthed the F word probably 5 times.
I think he was like
on
really
air,
frustrated with himself because I don't know. I think they're gonna like tie this whole group around Wardlow until MJF and Adam Cole are back, which is probably the best thing to do. Get well soon, man. I'm becoming a Wardlow mark, and I really like him. So I think I wanted to get well soon.
God, yeah, he was so white hot and like what 21.
Yeah.
God, it all up until the MJF no show, Double or Nothing scare, totally deflated. Even though Wardlow won that match, completely uh,
Yeah.
annihilated,
Yeah.
squash match.
Did the bare minimum. And
Well, who had the promo on the next Dynamite that everyone's talking about? Because that was when MJF had his pipe bomb, right? Because he
Yeah.
called Tony Khan a mark on TV. Like, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, what a shame. But yeah, knee buckled. Roderick Strong gets in the ring, says Commander should have taken the deal they offered him last week, and now he'll pay. Orange Cassidy, Trent, Rocky Romero come out to save Commander. Roderick Strong says, "Thanks for coming out here. See you later." Yeah, just leading up to that Revolution match that I'm not very excited about. Um, like, how is what happened right there gonna get people excited about that?
I just keep writing every segment. God, these guys suck. I don't want to, but they just suck, right? They're so lame. They're goobers. Like, they're the Devil Dumpling Gang. They are
Yeah,
through
they're
and
back.
through.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Devil dumplings, man. They're back. That should
They
be our
never
thumbnail.
left. They never left.
Guess who's back?
Yeah, I'm not into it. This is dragging Orange Cassidy down
He's been down. You can't drag him.
farther.
Oh my gosh. I guess, yeah. Like, what would
Uh,
you? Okay, what would you rather have? Let's be real. Would you rather be World's End, where you're not on the card, or Revolution, where you have a crappy long build? Because he wasn't on World's End, right?
see,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I don't think he did have
What
a
what would you
match.
rather have? Left off the card or this build? I think I'd still take this build.
Yeah, I mean, they
Yeah,
could save it the
yeah.
night of if they have a banger of the match, Pete. Which I mean,
Oh, we'll all
it's an
forget about this.
AEW pay per view. Then
Yeah.
yeah, it'll be like, well, they got there in the end.
And then we'll just go, oh, what's going to happen with Roddy going forward now that he has the belt? Or what's going to happen with OC going forward now that he had just a hell of a retention? Like, they can always pull it out. It just might happen on the night of the match.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's more that I'm like not into it. I'm just like not worried. Does that make sense? Like it's gonna happen, okay, down the road, whatever. I'm just not like into it. I
Bothered?
just know it's gonna be good later.
Yeah, I think that's a fair way of putting it. Like, nah, you're apathetic right now. You're like, nah, that's
It
not
is
really.
what
Yeah.
it is.
I'm not like concerned about it sucking at the pay-per-view.
Oh,
Like that'll be a good match.
I don't think it'll be good. I hate to say. I think they'll do some bollocks. I think they're gonna do some crap. But hey, I don't know. Maybe I'll be wrong.
Just put him after Jericho and you'll look great.
Yeah, put him after Jericho beats Ospreay on his first night because he's got to get that win back too. You know
I hate you so much.
that part. I don't really think, but I do think it is Ospreay Jericho at Revolution.
If that's what happens, though, I'm gonna blame you.
All right, YouTube universe. Is it gonna be Jericho versus Ospreay at
Let us
Revolution?
know. Are we gonna
Oh,
cry?
gosh. Is Chandler right on this? I can't even fathom they're gonna do that.
Is Ospreay's
And don't
first
forget to
match
like,
back gonna be
subscribe.
a loss?
Oh God, no.
I don't think he'd
Um,
lose, but I think I'm 100%. It's gonna be Jericho Ospreay at the pay per view.
Okay, here's what's gonna happen. Ospreay is going to be turned on by the Callis family is going to turn on Ospreay, and Ospreay is going to team with Jericho.
That's not better.
That's worse.
That means Takeshita has to lose on pay per view. I don't want that.
I'm going with my off-screen prediction. He's gonna answer the Cope Open.
Ooh, I want that. Book
Just-
that, Chad.
Just keep him out of all that shit.
Well, they got to do Adam
Don't-
Copeland and Christian Cage one more time at TNT for the TT Championship. So,
Yeah.
that's a great way to get him on Dynamite and get him onto AEW programming. I don't think it'll be the Revolution match, I guess.
Yeah. Man.
Speaking of Jericho,
Ugh.
there might be a
Yeah.
backstage segment, but I think that's our next match.
We got a little Ricky and Sting, or no?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Big Bill, Ricky Starks, Darby Allin, Sting, sit down interview.
Big Billy Starks.
Got him.
Got him. Tony Schiavone has a little sit down with Darby Allin and Sting and Ricky and Big Bill. No physicality. Ricky reminds Sting that his run in AEW started with him. Darby says Ricky doesn't respect Sting and Sting's not a stepping stone. Ricky Starks says he doesn't respect Darby. Big Bill says him and Ricky are going to take out all of their frustration on Sting and Darby Allin. Sting tells Ricky that Ricky has to earn respect and tells Bill that he has faced many big men before. They were killers. He's not so sure about Bill. Ricky throws a cup of water on Darby, but Sting holds Darby back, and Sting promises him and Darby will hit them next week, but not tonight. I thought that was a pretty good promo. Darby kind of went down a couple levels from his last. He does that. He kind of fluctuates.
Inconsistent.
Yeah. He was definitely like mumbling.
I don't think I like Darby. I hate to say it. I'm not the biggest fan. I think when he's wrestling, I just don't like him trying to kill himself. And then I think when he does his promos, he's trying too hard. And I just think he's like the edgy kid. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's some early stuff I'm missing on, but right now I'm not digging him. And I kind of just hope after Sting retires, they got something big planned for Darby or something planned.
He's not for us. He's for the youngest AEW fans.
Okay.
We're not the target. We're not the
Oh.
target demographic there.
I
You
didn't
feel me?
know. I didn't know AEW targeted like that. I thought it was just at the hardcores. So we'll give him a little props for that.
He's like for the kids, basically. Like either the kids are going to be dressed up like Orange Cassidy or Darby Allin in the crowd.
That's actually a good
Is
point.
my opinion.
That's
My
a good
opinion.
point. I didn't think about it like that.
He's not for us. Like he's not for us to really be into.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I just think about the way he wrestles. It's very dangerous for kids, but that's we'll just move on. That is a good point. But yeah, is it bad I want the heels to win? I'm not ready for Ricky and Bill to lose their titles.
I
just want
Bill. It took me out of left field how much I'd be into him, and I'm kind of right there with you. I was like, if they lose, just please keep him on TV because I'm really enjoying him.
Just do something with Ricky Starks afterwards, please. But like, I get wanting to see Sting have one more title. Like, I bet you that'll be awesome. Seeing him hold one more title. I just want him to retire with that belt, and then Darby picks a new friend to tag team with. That's how the story ends, and I'll be fine with.
Oh, we already know who he's teaming with.
Who? Ric Flair?
Oh, we'll get to that later.
Ric Flair. Oh no, that was a trio. They're doing a trio.
But no, my pure selfishness is why I want Sting to win this. Like I need to see Sting with a belt. Like I don't want Big Bill and Ricky to be derailed. I don't want their momentum to be, messed with at all. But my pure selfishness wants Sting holding a beautiful gold championship.
That's fair. I hope the match next week kicks ass, and I hope Sting and Darby look good with those titles. And I hope they get like one or two even good defenses in between them. Like,
And how about that little nostalgia pop during the thing, throwing clips from their cinematic match in there?
Yeah,
I forgot that match even existed. I was like, whoa, I friggin' missed this.
and I had never even seen it before, so it was kind of nice to see.
I could
Yes.
notice just a touch more speed in Sting's movement in those clips.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a really cool. Yeah, like that was at the point where we're like, oh, we're only gonna get cinematic matches, but then the next one was not.
Mhm.
So yeah, what a treat. Yeah, thank you for pointing that out, Chad. That was really cool.
Yeah, let's stop
Cool.
talking about wrestlers we like. It's a Jericho match.
Skip,
Yeah.
pass.
Hey, I get
Kyle
I'm not
Fletcher
gonna lie.
was great.
Okay.
It was an okay match.
It was
I'm
fine.
gonna say it.
I'll agree. I would agree.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna put him in the old timer, maybe should retire bracket. He's right on par with Jeff Hardy in that match as far as mobility, uh, speed, talent. Like they're both like right at the same to me.
See, I would put Jericho one level above that. Not much higher, but like if we're
Okay.
looking at the tippy top here of 50 plus over wrestlers, right? This is the tippy top.
RVD at the top.
I would say Adam
up
Copeland,
there.
Christian Cage. You could throw RVD on at the same level. I think that's because he never wrestles, so you see him and you're like, oh, that's great. And then you go down like a level, say, I don't know, this is your Sting level probably, where
Double J.
he can Jeff Jarrett, he can still go and it's entertaining, but you're kind of just seeing them play the highlights. It's a lot of Japanese guys for me, unfortunately, like the older ones where I never really watched them in their prime. So I'm like, oh, this is just an older guy who's going to do his fine moves and the fans will like it. Then you go down a level, then you go down a level. That's where Jericho's at. And then you go down a level, that's where Jeff Hardy's at. Then you go down a level, that's where Matt Hardy and Paul White's at. Then you go down a level.
Christopher Daniels? What about Christopher Daniels?
He's at that number 3. Like he just doesn't have he doesn't have presence like Adam Copeland and Sting and Christian. So that's where I would put Adam Copeland, Christian, tippy top, Sting, Christopher Daniels, and then you go keep going down. I'd put him at the Christopher Daniels tier. I honestly would.
I agree with that.
Bottom of the tier is like specifically Goldberg and Undertaker in Saudi Arabia. Like you never want to see something like that.
Yeah.
Triple H and Shawn Michaels against the Brothers of Destruction, also in Saudi Arabia.
I have plans with that. Let me tell you something, brother. Anyways, but yeah, I like early on, Fletcher hit like a beautiful Michinoku driver on Jericho, and I was like, "Oh, is this match going to be good?" And then it slowed right down. But I don't know how much you want to go through the match, Dave, because it wasn't that intense. But my points were Fletcher was great. Thought he looked really good. I'm sad that this is what he's doing, but at least he has a prominent spot because at least someone from Aussie Open is doing something. And I also like that it took 2 Judas effects to put him down, and they were like intense Judas effects. So it was like one was on the
commentary pointed that out too.
Yeah, one was on the outside, one was Jericho jumping from like not the top rope, maybe the Brett rope. But I was like, you know what? You could have done it worse.
Yeah. Did you guys notice like Fletcher's putting on some muscle? Like he's definitely doing the Will Hobbs workout plan. Yeah, he just looks like a star. Like everything about Fletcher right now, I'm loving it. Even though we're gonna get him back in the tag team division here before too long, I'm sure. Yeah, loving it. Yeah, Hobbs ended up interfering a little bit. The ref didn't catch him, but he hit Jericho when he goes for a lion salt. Jericho gets to the walls of Jericho locked in, but Fletcher gets to the ropes. We get a really bad botched superplex.
I think they tried to call it a brain buster, but it was like off the top rope, and they just kind of fell.
Yeah, that didn't left a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
Jericho definitely landed on his head. At one point, Fletcher dives on the outside, but Jericho hit the Judas effect, like you said, and then they get back in the ring. Jericho hits a top rope Judas effect for the win. Then Takeshita stands on the ramp and they stare each other down. Uh, they just kind of like took turns doing like little hand
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, AEW doesn't do the stare down so well. They got to be tighter, quicker, and just like in and out.
Hangman and Swerve do it well, so they can do it well for like two guys. Not every guy, come on. But yeah, how about the fact that on Collision they were like, okay, February 7th, it's gonna be Takeshita versus Jericho. And then they went to this Dynamite, they're like, oh, if he can get past Kyle Fletcher somehow, then he can fight Takeshita. So I thought that was pretty interesting how they announced it. And then they're like, oh, well, if he can beat Fletcher. And it's like, oh, we already announced the match, so we already have it planned.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
thought the match
Jericho
was
gonna beat
okay.
your boy.
Something like that. If only.
Yeah, and for Takeshita to win, that would just be nothing but upside for everything. Like,
He's not gonna win.
uh,
Why do you think I hate wrestling right now? Because I'm gonna have to watch it, and then I'm gonna come out of this podcast. I'm gonna have to talk about Jericho winning again.
All right. So dream scenario. Takeshita taps out to the Lion Tamer.
No, dream
Clean
scenario.
in the middle.
Dream scenario is Takeshita knees his head off, and Jericho retires. He goes, "Oh, I got kneed once. I'm done." That's my dream scenario.
Or no, the first person in like a decade to actually get pinned by the Blue Thunder Bomb.
I'd take that.
Such a beautiful move, and nobody ever gets a 3 count off of it.
Nope. Sami Zayn did once last year, and people like took note. They were like, "Whoa, he won with a Blue Thunder Bomb. That's crazy."
Damn. Cool. Yeah. After that Jericho match, we got a Deonna Purrazzo promo. She brings up that her and Tony Storm share a tattoo of a duck. She says, though it was meaningless and silly, or she thought it was meaningless and silly, but it represents so much more. It represents two girls on their journey across the globe to become some of the best in the world. It symbolized who she is, the virtuosa. And she asked Tony Storm, what does that tattoo mean to you? Yeah, I'm into this. Like, I think that tattoo thing elevated just a okay feud into like meaning, which is adds a lot to it. So
yeah, I loved all the pictures they included of them in their past. Like that really gave that deeper connection. Like, oh, it's actually the feud has deeper meaning.
Yeah, it's probably, except for the triple threat, the most hyped I am for any match at Revolution coming up, because I was like, ooh, okay, this is pretty interesting. And like all the little bits they added with the tattoo and the pictures, I was like, ooh, okay, this is like real. I didn't think this would be real. So here's how I would book this match if you guys are interested. So it's a humdinger. It's a slam royale. It's a good match. And then like I don't want to like do this safely, right? Like let's do this safely, but like let's say Deonna Purrazzo like knocks Toni Storm out for like a good second, and she like wakes up and she's like, where am I? Like what's going on? And like she's back in her old form for a second, and like she's gotta like go into old Toni Storm. Like I don't know how old you want to go. You could go like the gimmick before this gimmick. Like you don't have to go too deep, but like just have her wrestle like that, drop the silliness, maybe look at Luther and Mariah May and be like, who the hell are you guys? And then the second she pins and she hears her music, she's like, oh, I'm back to myself. Like, you have her go back for the match with Deonna Purrazzo, and then as soon as the music hits, she's back to norm, like back to timeless Toni Storm.
Ooh, book it. I'd love it.
Great.
That's
Yep.
almost as good as my Thunder Rosa Real World Championship. Like, has like a real gritty, like real, like I never lost this. I'm gonna beat you up. Like I'm a sandbagger, and Tony Storm just wants and wins. That's my Thunder Rosa pitch.
Perfect. Yep. Book it. You're hired.
I hope.
Oh man. Cool. Yeah. Into this feud. I'm pretty invested in it at this point. Yeah, nothing but good stuff to say. After that, we get a Bang Bang Scissor Gang segment. Uh, man, that freaking Bullet Club Gold, their separate entrance just drips with cool. Like they are over AF, man. The whole thing, dude.
Mm.
I've got one gripe about this whole segment though.
Wonder if
Why
it's
did it
still good.
happen?
Yeah,
Yep,
that's what
that
I
was
was gonna
mine
say.
too. I like this was
Were
cool,
they there?
charismatic. What was it?
They didn't call out anyone. They didn't say their goal. They didn't. Oh,
They're the
anyway.
Bang Bang Scissor Gang.
Yeah, they were so cool. It made up for that.
Well, there was a point, right? You had to prove that Card Blade is retired and Juice
Yep.
Board is like that was the point. So I don't know, you're kind of nitpicking there. There was a clear see through with that. But I would 100% agree. I was like, are they going to call out the Devil Dumpling Gang? Are they going to go
It's
for
over.
more titles? Like, I'm so glad that these groups are together. They're so good. But I think they were like, oh, UK kind of sucks, but like these guys are great. So what do we do? We'll just have them. We'll just have them have fun.
Hey, you guys want to go sell a bunch of merch? Yup.
Yeah.
I loved on the way down to the ring. I left a space because I was going to look up the name because I still can't remember the names of the guns. But as they were going down, Max Caster was like slapping one of their ass, like, and he like kind of looked
Austin.
back and he kept doing it, and he like looked back and he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Let's get to the ring." So I was like, "Oh man, like the chemistry with these guys is so amazing." But yeah, like, what are we doing? You like this segment still worked for me. You can't keep doing this. Like, I don't know how long we're gonna just bring them out and go, "Yay, it's the Bang Bang Scissor Gang," and then that's it.
So like it wasn't till the end of it, till like literally the segment ended, and I was like, wait a minute, like what, what, what was the point of that? So like in the moment, I was just like, yeah, into it, but like,
It's over.
that's just
Yeah,
my
my
critical.
notes said, not sure what that was, but it was fun.
Yep. Hey, I'm just trying to be a critical YouTube podcaster reviewing
Oh,
some wrestling.
something else that was funny. I want to say it was one of the Acclaimed when they did their promos. They like specifically said, "We've held these championship for years," and I went, "Years? I'm sorry. The guys who've held the Trios champs for what, 2 weeks, and then you guys got yours what last year? That's not a year, so you can't even combine them." So I know that's like nitpicky, but I'm like, whatever. You guys are fun. This is gonna be fun.
I feel like he meant to say we have held gold for years
Or
in general.
we've been champions for years. Like again, in general, like
Yeah.
nope.
But yeah, I liked how I got 2 words for you, and they all said "suck it,"
Mm-hmm.
and it's
Billy
like,
Gunn's like,
whoa,
whoa. We don't
this
do
is a
that
new
anymore.
era. We got 2 new words. But yeah, it's great. Like I need them to feud with somebody, some group. Like, come
Well,
on.
a lot of people are pitching the Jay White turns, and the one gun that is really happy is like, whoa, what's going on? Like, then that'll be good. But I'm also like, I don't want to see that. These guys are fun. Like, let them at least fight someone as a 6-man group.
Right?
Yeah. They look like they're having the time of their lives too.
Yeah.
I need to see.
Find some sort of feud and do anarchy in the arena.
Okay, okay. So
Dude.
you got the Bang Bang Scissor Gang, and you just have the Collision Colossus that is the FTR, Daniel Garcia, and House of Black. Just say F it, feud's over, boom. That's your Revolution match. I would
Yeah.
eat that up. they could have that for an hour. It could be an elimination match. I would eat that up. I'm not joking. One of my favorite matches of all time from the 2016 Survivor Series, the 5-on-5 men's elimination match.
Yeah.
It's an hour-long epic. It's genuinely amazing. It's the one time they make brand warfare interesting. I think you could do that.
One.
Like, I'm not saying they should have brand warfare. It's pretty stupid. But I think you could do something like, here's all the guys on Dynamite. Here's all the guys in Collision. Let's just have them fight.
I want that. Simple, real simple.
Mm-hmm.
Or they could all fight the CMLL.
Well, another idea, right, is you can, like, with the idea I had is you can have can they coexist with FTR and House of Black? They just had this real intense rivalry, but it's the Bang Bang Scissor Gang that can't exist because that's when Jay White turns on them. Ooh.
Yeah, you got the psychology, man. You get it.
They'll just have another segment like this, and then Jay White will Lobo Billy Gunn, and that's how they're going to be like, oh no, they were bad.
Oh, I hope not. All right, yeah. Where the hell are we here? Oh yeah. Deonna Purrazzo? No, that happened already.
No, it was Deonna Purrazzo versus Taya Valkyrie, the match.
Yeah. Man, I am loving Taya Valkyrie's new presentation. I love that they've teamed her with her real life husband, Johnny TV.
They're actually married?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. I didn't know
that. Yeah, loving it. Like, she looks like she's been putting in the work at the gym too. Looking a lot more fit. Tony Storm was on commentary. I like on her way to the booth. She rolling around on the ground, posing. She says Tony Schiavone looks like a half-sucked mango.
Well, yeah, because not last week, but the week.
Ian Riccaboni.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, you're so beautiful. You're such a good boy." And then immediately, what happened to you, Siobhan? Oh, this is your standard. Dude. I couldn't pay attention to the match. This was This was the Tony Storm show.
Oh man. Yeah. So let's see. And she calls Taz basically the human suplex machine. Loved that too.
Oh, I guess I'm not. And then he's like, I guess I'm not the human duplex machine anymore. Like, Taz remembers. I remember. I love Taz.
Long-term storytelling.
Yeah.
So good. But anyway, the actual match, Taya Valkyrie spears Deonna on the ramp and then throws her into the steel steps and then kisses Johnny TV before the commercial. When we come back, Tony Storm, or actually during picture-in-picture, Tony's doing her funny faces in black and white. When we come back, Tony Storm says someone pissed in her seat after Taya Valkyrie got knocked into her. I just lost my mind when she said that. Someone pissed in my seat. Oh my God. But let's see. Deonna ended up getting Taya in a awesome double arm lock submission.
Well, she was in the splits too.
Oh my God, I've never seen. Dude, unbelievable submission. Loved it. Love Deonna. Love this whole thing. Win. Good. Loved it.
Yeah, I would 100% agree. I actually did pay attention to a few things on this match. There was a really good Russian leg sweep on the apron. And again, that finish, I was like, oh, shit, I think Deonna Purrazzo is really good. Like, I actually really take her seriously. And she's a threat to, my favorite women on the roster right now. Like, oh, no.
Yeah, that was great. That submission was something else. That was like a messed up version of quit hitting yourself.
Quit doing the splits and holding your arms behind your back, Taya Valkyrie. Come on. But oh my gosh. I think this was on the commercial break, but good old Excalibur referred to Jeff Hardy as Jeff Harvey. Anyone get that? And so Taz just immediately blew up and went, I knew you were Mike Adamle under there. So, and they all just laughed about it. So it was a nice little bit. And then I loved at the ending where Deanna won and is standing tall and looking at Tony. And Tony's just like this. She's literally doing this. Like, how do you not see Tony Storm and like, oh, she's the best woman wrestling right now? Like, I don't care what they're doing in Japan. It's Tony Storm.
Yeah, dude. Oh, what a character. Give me all you can give me.
Sorry to interrupt. They did like a transition from like Taya Valkyrie right when she slammed in. And then they went to, and it was like so smooth. They're getting really good with that. So I was really impressed.
Chad?
Oh yeah.
You like that, Chad?
Yeah. That I'm almost kind of jealous. Like, man, back in the early 2000s when I did this stuff, like that would have been so hard.
It was hard for them a month ago. It was hard for them 2 weeks ago. Like, that was like perfect. So
perfect. It like shimmered as it like changed too at the perfect point.
Yeah, like God,
dude,
they're just doing it really well.
Yeah. Love this whole match. Tony Storm, amazing. Yeah, you know how I feel. After that, we get a little weird segment with Renee backstage with Darby. Did they pay off Renee?
Listen, Dave, can we talk about your admiration of the Young Bucks right now? I don't think you've brought it up yet. So let's talk about your admiration for the Young Bucks. I just noticed my paycheck cleared, so I'm a big Bucks fan right now. They're doing great. I love the gimmick.
Man,
I feel like the Young Bucks wear a very similar hat to
what are you talking about? What are you talking about, brother? We don't wear similar hats. That's nothing.
Dang, Chandler, the third Buck confirmed.
Oh my! Please refer to me by my birth certificate passport name, Chandler Lee John Robinson Jackson. Thank you.
Third Esquire.
The third, because I'm the third Young Buck. That's how it works.
His middle names are Ron John.
No way! I'm looking that up. I don't believe
Please
that.
be real. That has to be real.
I'm being worked by the Young Bucks once again. Okay.
Anyway,
talk about the segment. I'll let you. Yeah. It's Ron John.
Damn, Papa Buck.
Well, what's funny is their last name.
Is there a famous Ron John?
Is that their last name is Massey, right? Yeah, Massey.
There's a Ron Johnson, but I don't think he was named after that. So.
Oh man, but yeah. So strangely, Renee asks Darby about his admiration for the Young Bucks. Super weird. He looks at her like she's crazy, and the Young Bucks walk up. Matthew says, "We come in peace. It's Vibe Town here in AEW today." I like that line.
That was funny. They're just so cringe about stuff like that. That it was a little funny.
He asks why he's letting Sting leech on him. Matthew then offers Darby to be on a trios team with him and Nicholas. He says they both went through a goth phase in high school. I wrote down Chad.
Fair.
Nicholas says Darby's ducking and dodging them and being unprofessional. He asks if Darby's got a problem. Darby says he only has one thing on his mind, the AEW World Tag Team Championships, and walks away. Matthew says he'll have to get his attention another way. They say, oh yeah, Renee, you need a raise. So yeah, that was really weird.
Mm-hmm.
They paid her, right?
Yeah,
something weird like that.
Do you think they'll cost Sting and Darby Allin and give them their first loss, or because that's kind of like that's the only way I can really think of. Oh, that's how we'll get his attention is cost him the match, which I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. That the only thing that pops in my mind would be causing some ruckus. Yeah, we'll see. Wow, we're actually on our main event already here. This is the dealer's choice match. Swerve Strickland and a partner chosen by Hangman Page. We get Samoa Joe on commentary, which love that. He makes Adam Cole sound like a turd.
He makes Adam Cole sound like us. Could you imagine if one of us were just like thrown onto AEW commentary? We'd be like, wow, what a
I'd give it my
maneuver.
all. I would give it, dude. I would harken my inner Excalibur. I'm pretty
Ooh,
sure I'd be yelling
okay.
and shouting and
I'd
I'm the
hearken.
play-by-play guy, right?
Yeah, I'd just be asking for a tour of the truck. Like, can I go push some buttons?
I'd be doing my inner Tony Storm and just making it about me and trying to tell as many jokes as I can. Like I can't.
Oh, that'd be fun though, man. Maybe we can get our start at like Prestige or
Right.
something.
Come on, Tony Khan, just give us one rampage. No one will notice. One rampage
Yeah.
just randomly commentated by three guys no one's ever heard of, and then just never mention it again. Just one
Maybe
rampage.
we gotta plug our channel at least while we're on it, right?
The whole time, like, this is crazy, but you're gonna want to see the Grapple-Sauce review of this later tonight.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, back to the match. I really like this part. Paige shows up on the big screen. He says Swerve didn't read the fine print. Not only can he pick the opponent of the match, but the match type. And it's going to be a hardcore match. Awesome. It ends up being Rob Van Dam for his part or his opponent. Right when he said it was a hardcore match, Rob Van Dam throws a chair at Swerve and brutalizes him on the outside. We get a really nice leg drop to Swerve on the apron by Rob Van Dam. Then we get an awesome spot where Swerve was draped over the barricade and RVD spin kicks from the apron across the floor to the barricade and kick Swerve. I thought that was awesome for a guy that old. Rob Van Dam hits the Rolling Thunder on Swerve. I wrote down here he can move better than Jeff Hardy and Jericho. Swerve reverses a monkey flip into a power bomb to Rob Van Dam on a chair and covers him for two. We get Brian Cage coming out and attacks Rob Van Dam, but Hook comes out after that and stops Brian Cage. They both fight all the way to the back. We get a Swerve stomping Rob Van Dam on the outside while in a chair. Rob Van Dam throws a chair at Swerve's head, making Swerve fall on a table on the outside that Rob Van Dam set up earlier in the match. RVD misses a frog splash and then takes a chair to the face. Swerve covers for two. Then Swerve ended up hitting his stomps on RVD for the win. Yeah, really fun match. Glad it was a hardcore match. I think that made it, a little more exciting, a little more gravity to it. I like that Swerve didn't read the fine print. That's a fun little kayfabe story to that. But yeah, after that, Hangman comes to the ring and says, "Congratulations, you evil bastard. The rankings are coming out, and we will probably be at the top." He said he's never going to let Swerve be AEW World Champion. And Swerve says he's beaten Page twice now and has nothing to prove. Hangman says Swerve can't beat him without help, and Swerve agrees to one more match. And then they announce it'll be next week, Page versus Swerve 3. And the winner of that match will face Samoa Joe at Revolution. Cool. Yeah. What do you think of the match, Chandler?
Oh, I thought it was a lot of fun. Leading up to it, and especially because like they would say the whole effing show, and dude, there was a room backstage that said special guest, and it smelled funny. I wonder who it is. Like it was obvious it was RVD, so I was kind of annoyed that like why would you hint it so much, like basically saying his catchphrase and then not just say who it is. But the way he came out and then the way he went, oh, by the way, it's a hardcore match, you kind of needed to not know. Like, you needed the whole surprise. So in the end, I thought it worked. And I love just immediately, oh, it's a hardcore match. Cut back to Swerve. Boom, chair in the face. I thought that was such a fun way to start. Reminded me back, like, mostly because I like Swerve so much. Like, I really like it when wrestlers look at wrestlers and like, all right, how do I beat you? And they look at it in I don't know, like a different way. Like I think back to when Swerve and AR Fox fought on Collision a long time ago. It was only like a couple months ago, but anyway, they fought on Collision. And going in, you're like, oh, AR Fox isn't winning that. Like, who cares? And then it starts off really hot because while they're doing the opening pyro, AR Fox is kicking Swerve down the ramp. And like that's a really cool, interesting way to start the match. And same way here, you kind of said all the really good spots of the match, like the monkey flip to the power bomb, all the crazy spots where RVD's on a chair and, you know, Swerve had a stomp on him. He had a house call on him. So as a Swerve fan, I thought it was a lot of fun. Glad he got the win. And then they're setting up Page Swerve 3. There's no way that doesn't end in a draw. So we get the 3-way. But again, it's like, I would rather have the 3-way. So I'm fine with that. And we get to see most of a match on Dynamite. So I'm looking forward to it. How'd you feel, Chad?
Oh yeah, same. Don't want to rehash a lot of what you guys said. Just want to put over Joe on commentary. He was just giddy watching the destruction. Like just laughing and like egging him on. I love that. And then just that little touch at the end of RVD sitting up and flipping him off right into the stomp. Yeah, all great stuff. Yeah, fun way. And yeah, it's predictable as all heck, but I'm still enjoying the ride. Like you know, we know all the story beats that are going to happen, and I'm still enjoying every minute because they're all such good characters.
Quick, fun little interjection here. Little production error. Didn't know if you noticed it, Chad. There was a bit where during this match they cut to like a replay, and it was AEW Dynamite Homecoming. And then when they like ended the replay, it was just AEW Dynamite. So
oopsies.
Not like a big deal, but I was like, well, it's been a while since Homecoming. Why do you still have that graphic like ready? Like I don't know much about production, but
I've worked on I actually one of my first jobs in TV was Chiron. That's what it was called back in the day, and I'm sure it was much less sophisticated than it is now. I used to fuck our sports programming up all the time. Wrong logos, spelling mistakes on names. Remember once I did a show for like an international sports show during the Cricket World Cup, and I would literally just mash my hand on the keyboard for some of these people's names just to see if anyone noticed that I was spelling them wrong.
Okay, we should check those. Like, what if they're still in the records? Like, from Perky won this round. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Who's Agabagabagaba? It says his name is Jim Jones. What? And there's only 2 matches, 2 for Collision, but there's like 4 for Dynamite. Did you guys see the 2 for Collision?
Refresh my memory.
Danielson.
Big Brian Danielson versus Hechicero. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And then Eddie Kingston versus Brian Keith.
Oh yeah, I like. Yeah, I was glad when I saw that. I like Brian Keith. I'm totally into him. I'm a Brian Keith mark.
And then they went and so much more. So it's like, oh, you guys have nothing. But
did you notice? Oh, you got more?
No, I could talk about Dynamite, but that's next week.
Did you notice they after the match ended, they announced all the next week Dynamite matches. They didn't do it
Oh,
And
they
in the
got
middle of
Chandler's
the match.
notes.
they did it. They did the collision stuff in the beginning. I didn't mention it, but that was as Joe was walking down. So
Mhm.
I know Tony Khan watches this. Don't have to catch to lose. I will drop like you could delay Swerve as champ for a year. You could have Jericho win the championship. Just don't have to catch to lose next week. If you're watching this podcast, that is all I'll ask for. I will praise everything you do this year if Takeshita wins. Well, that's a big if.
To be fair, next week's Dynamite looks like it'll be more ups than downs for sure.
I hope. So it's the trios. So it's the BCC. What's up with Wheeler Yuta, by the way? Is he on Ring of Honor? Because it's just Claudio, Danielson, and Moxley. I hate to say it, I can't remember which three of the luchadors, but it's three people from CMLL.
Did you notice Excalibur called them the superstars of the BCC?
Let's fucking go! Yes, superstars.
I caught that. I was like, "Ooh, Wheeler Yuta isn't."
They're gonna
Okay.
start calling them PLEs. Oh, I can't wait.
Ooh.
They're gonna take them to local medical facilities. Oh, we might as well just start reviewing Raw, guys. We might as well. All right, we want to do highs and lows. I don't think I have I don't know what I would do. Well, what are your
let's
guys'
see.
highs and lows for the map?
My high, freaking Tony Storm, dude. Like, well, okay, wait. Can it be that whole encompassing all
Angle?
three of those women
Yeah,
at once,
you could
like
just
Valkyrie, Perazzo,
Yeah,
and
the whole
Tony
segment was
Storm?
good.
I think if you just
Dude.
went the women's segment for this week, I'd give that to you. It was pretty damn good.
Yeah. I've got hope, man. It may be alive.
We'll see. I think we're getting two matches.
Low point was I'm usually big on the botches being my low point. It's either Wardlow or the Jericho. Probably the Jericho, because Wardlow still pulled off the power bomb
He still hit it.
Yeah.
and won. So yeah, the Jericho Fletcher debacle.
Mm,
What
I'm
you, Chad?
looking through all of my notes.
My up, even though it was weird and pointless, I just enjoyed the Bang Bang Scissor Gang.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It was just too much charisma and
Too much dripping.
Yeah.
Are they not dripping with it?
Yeah. Oozing with machismo.
Yeah.
Oozing.
Low point. Just Swerve Jericho, man. He's just still on TV and still messing with the Callis family. Can we just speed this
over
up?
a year, right?
Almost.
Can just like Takeshita just like nail him with like 6 knees and just end his career?
I can dream. Gosh, I don't know, because there's a lot of stuff that was like this good or this bad. Nothing that like sunk below or above. I'll just give my high to Toni Storm. I thought she was fantastic as always. And Deonna Purrazzo as well, because I feel like Deonna Purrazzo and her seriousness is what's getting me into this feud. It's like this is the first legitimate like contender for Toni Storm. So I'm hyped for that. And then my negative, I don't know. I don't want to just give it to Jericho, because I always do that. Give it to the Young Bucks. Give it to those pricks. I'm not into them right now. Screw you, Young Bucks. You are my low point. Take that.
Nicholas.
Oh.
Ron John.
Ron John, get out of here, Ron John. It's Ron and John.
Oh, you're getting fined $500.
No! The check
Pay that by
bounced.
tonight.
I hate them now. Ugh. Any big news? Any big? I feel like there's always news.
Well, it turns out that John Laurinaitis was a victim himself the whole time.
Is he saying that or okay? I was like, he was like name number 2 when the first allegate like in 2021 or 2022. He was name number 2. So
He flipped the script. He is blaming Vince for everything.
I mean, like, I'm not like that's pretty shitty, but that's what all of those guys would do. Is like, oh, it wasn't me, it was them. They were, I had no idea. I'm not even gonna make a joke. Like, I was gonna make a joke, but I'm not even gonna. That's just it's just bad. So, bad. But I will say, oh, we didn't even mention it. Tony Khan has a big announcement next week.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm 100% like it. I know what I think it is. What do you guys think?
My prediction, we're going to get the Monet version of the first dance.
See, I
in
figure
Boston.
a lot of people, their expectations are going to be up here, and now it's just going to be something like, so we brought back rankings. Have a good night.
We know.
Brought back what? Lexus King?
Rankings.
Oh. We have
Like,
re-signed Lexus King. All your registered Lex offenders, get in line. And I'm there, baby. I haven't even seen him wrestle. I just love him.
I don't think you want to.
I agree. I think it's Mercedes Monet, and that's only because they were going to announce it like a week or two ago, and then all the allegations came out, and they're like, bad time. So I think because of leaks, it's Mercedes Monet, and if it's not, Tony Khan is on one. He's just on one.
It'd be Okada.
It could be. Also, every chance in the world he goes to WWE, you know? So it's Okada's still
It's a
unknown.
shame. I like Okada. Like he's proven to me the matches I've seen him in that he is great.
He's as good as
Like-
they all say he is.
oh yeah.
Like,
Kota Ibushi let me down. I could care less to see that guy.
I think he's also
wrestle.
had some unfortunate
take.
Injuries
Yeah.
to give him a little bit of slack. Like, there's some injuries you just can't come back from.
Yeah, he has not wowed me in any AEW match, but Okada, good lord, yeah, he has.
I know y'all don't care, and this isn't newsworthy, but obviously, Mr. Pepsi Man can't make WrestleMania. He's
Yeah.
unfortunately injured. They announced that for sure on Raw. And they had a really touching video that they showed, and it's like only 6 seconds or so. It is. It got me weepy. Of him and Cody.
laughed.
And what did
That
you
was
watch
a good promo.
It wasn't even a promo. It was a backstage segment where Cody's just like, finish your story, bro. And he's like crying. Or see him saying that. So I thought that was nice.
Yeah, sorry. I meant the promo before the Rumble, that face-to-face.
Oh, yeah.
That was really good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Well, not meant to be WrestleMania 40 for Punk.
Well, I mean, Cody had that horrible injury right after he came back. So, like, he tore his boobie off his bone. So, I think, hopefully, that's me knocking on wood here. This is it for these injuries. And then Punk will go on the tear that he wants to go. Because I think this really hurts him. So,
yeah, and honestly, like, from Survivor Series to Rumble, it's like, or to WrestleMania, feels like rushed. Like they could do a really nice long story as opposed to, oh shit, he's back, let's just like wedge him in. Like, no, let's take our time, tell a good story.
well, I think they've announced that, not announced, but they know what they're doing for WrestleMania now with all these injuries and changes. I really hope they just have Drew and Seth, because I love Drew McIntyre right now. He is so fantastic. I mean, Punk was cutting his promo basically being like, I can't make it. And Drew came out and was like, I was praying for this. And it happened. Like, what? He
Watched it.
Think of the
Yeah.
heat, brother. Think of the heat. So I've been loving Drew for a while. Like I just think he looks so good, and he's a
He's
great
on his way
wrestler.
out, bro.
No, he's gonna win the title at Mania. You can't have
He
injured
hasn't
Seth.
signed yet.
He's
He hasn't.
resigned. MJF hasn't resigned yet, right?
Yeah, during the pandemic, him eliminating Brock in the Rumble was
Oh.
very satisfying.
Oh, I moved my computer. That was so good. I missed that Rumble just for whatever reason. Like I didn't watch it. I went back and watched it. It's so good.
Yeah.
Because you got Lesnar on his tear. You got Edge's return. Oh, anytime you hear me go, "Oh, big boy," it's referring to Brock Lesnar from that match. So
I think Edge looked like a bum when he came back with his long hair, dude. I just saw a picture of it like
Little
earlier
bit.
today, compared to him like with short hair.
I think he looks better with short hair, but yeah, he
He
kind
looked
of
like a homeless man.
was a little too long, little bit.
Oh man. But yeah. Not a whole lot announced for Collision, but a lot announced for Dynamite. So yeah, that should be a really fun episode of Dynamite. Yeah, not too much news going on. We're on Okada and Monet watch. We'll see where they land. Yeah, I can't really think of a whole lot more. Yeah, we're trying to get to 250 subscribers. We're inching towards there. Yeah, every little bit helps. We appreciate everyone who has subscribed, and hopefully you're catching our show on the regular. Yeah, we're working on a few new top 5 videos coming up. So keep an eye out for that.
Top 5 even better Ryback matches coming soon.
Yeah. I think we're gonna do top 5 Eugene matches.
That'll
I'm
get
kidding.
us canceled.
Yeah. You're right. But yeah, fun stuff. I am really enjoying doing this. Since we've started this, like my wrestling knowledge, and I'm noticing the ability to kind of like see the future of like where stories are going a lot easier, and like it's really cool the way the mind opens up to this stuff, and you know, the more you dig in, the more fun it is. So yeah. Fun stuff. Cool, but yeah, I think that might just about do it for the show. Yeah, again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and thank you, Chad. Thank you, Chandler.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Chad.
Cool. Yeah, another cool thing real quick is the Prestige show we're going to, Roseland 8. They just announced Zack Sabre Jr.
Wrestling is good again. We're saved.
Mustafa Ali will be there.
Oh,
David
really?
Finley, Tyler Breeze. Fandango.
We get
They're
to see
called
Brie
diff-
Dongo. Oh, they're
They're
my
called-
favorite.
Yeah, they're gonna be there.
It's gonna be such a good show now. Oh my.
Yeah, we're spoiled to get Prestige in our area. So just throwing that out there. If anyone's watching, check out Prestige Wrestling. They are awesome.
You'll probably see us.
Yep. Cool. Yeah, that will do it for the show. And again, thank you for joining, and catch us next time. Bye.
Peace.